When someone hears there is nothing more we can do, the mind does not stop, it slows in a strange way, like time thickening, and in that space hope feels quiet and thin, not loud and strong. This moment matters because it reveals a hard truth that many of us avoid, which is that hope by itself does not move systems, it only waits. The context here is not just illness but how progress often happens. We like to believe that help will arrive from somewhere else, from experts, from institutions, from the future. But when time is short, waiting becomes a choice, and sometimes a dangerous one. Many people live their lives assuming that solutions are owned by others and delivered on schedule. In health and work, in education, we wait for permission or discovery or rescue. The first surface idea in this story is personal action. A person facing the end chooses to act instead of wait. That sounds heroic, but it is also practical. When there are no new options, the only option is to look again at what already exists. This is like being locked out of your house and realizing the key might not be new, it might be hidden in a pocket you never checked. The action here was not magic, it was study, observation, patience, and courage to try something old in a new way. In daily life we see this when someone stuck in a job stops searching for a perfect role and starts reshaping the one they have, or when a family problem does not need a new rule but a forgotten conversation. The surface lesson is act where you stand, but beneath that is a deeper assumption that often goes unspoken. The hidden assumption is that progress must be new. We often believe that solutions only count if they are fresh, shiny, and invented for the moment. This belief shapes how money flows, how praise is given, and how effort is rewarded. In medicine, this can mean chasing new drugs while old ones sit quietly on shelves. In everyday life, this means buying new tools instead of learning old skills. It means starting new plans instead of fixing broken ones. The assumption that new equals better blinds us to what is already possible. The story challenges that by showing that value can be unlocked, not created. It is like realizing that a room is dark not because the sun is gone but because the curtains were never opened. The third insight is about structure, not bravery. The system of discovery is built around incentives, time, and ownership. Developing something new takes years and huge cost because the system is designed that way. It rewards novelty and ownership more than reuse and connection. When a system is built this way, many possible solutions remain invisible, not because they do not work, but because no one is paid to look at them. This pattern exists far beyond healthcare. In schools, we teach new topics each year but rarely connect them. In workplaces, we launch new projects while old knowledge walks out the door. In families, we repeat conflicts because no one maps the pattern. The structure shapes behavior quietly and powerfully, so the real shift here is not just one person acting but one person stepping outside the expected path and asking a different question. Instead of asking what new thing must be built, the question became what existing thing might fit. This reframing changes everything. It turns scarcity into abundance, it turns waiting into searching, it also turns fear into focus because the task becomes clear and limited. You are not saving the world, you are testing what is already here. This perspective is calmer and more human. It does not require genius, it requires attention. It does not promise success, it promises movement, and movement matters. When time feels short, applying this to daily life, we can notice how often we say there is nothing we can do when what we mean is there is nothing new we can do. Think about a health habit that failed before and you gave up. Maybe the answer is not a new plan but a smaller version of an old one. Think about a skill you believe you lack. Maybe the pieces are already there from past jobs, classes, or hobbies. Think about community problems. People often wait for new leaders when shared solutions already exist but are disconnected. This approach asks us to scan our own lives the way a careful researcher scans data, not with panic but with curiosity. What do I already have? What do I already know? What connections have I not tested? The optional deepening here is about responsibility. When we realize that many answers already exist, a quiet weight appears. We can no longer fully blame delay on the future or on others. We see that action is possible even if it is uncomfortable. This does not mean everyone must become a hero or a scientist. It means everyone can become a connector, a person who links old ideas in new ways, a person who tries again with what is already at hand. In a world that celebrates breakthroughs, this mindset celebrates follow through. It values the work of looking closely rather than dreaming loudly. It also builds resilience because when you know how to reuse, you are less helpless when resources shrink. As we sit with this idea, it becomes clear that the real message is not about illness or technology. It is about agency under pressure. It is about choosing to engage when waiting feels safer. It is about learning that hope is not a feeling but a behavior. Hope becomes active when it asks questions, when it tests, when it refuses to accept that existing things are finished. This kind of hope does not guarantee survival or success, but it gives meaning to effort, and meaning can sustain people longer than optimism. So as you think about the areas of your life where you feel stuck or dependent on something that has not arrived yet, the gentle question to hold is what existing tool, idea, or connection might already be here waiting for you to look at it differently.